What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. And a trend that we've been following over the last week or two has been the deep out KO meta. If you guys don't know what this is, I would strongly urge you guys to subscribe to the channel, go back a week or so, and check out the pro level defensive AP setup that I recommended. A lot of pro players in the MCS circuit are running two deep out KOs, and they're either putting them at the outside corners in their cover 3 and cover 4 base defenses, or they're using the abilities up top in Mabel setups. So when facing this defensive meta, you need to take a slower approach to how you attack it. You can't just push down the field shoving street corner combinations into the sideline, because these abilities do tend to have eyes in the back of their head. They can peel back on the conventional street corner combo and get to the knockout. But there is a version of the street corner combo that is actually pretty effective, and I'm going to show that to you in today's video. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is going to be a universal concept. You guys can apply this to any offense in Madden. Doesn't have to be mine, it could be yours or anyone else's offense. So all you need with this to make it work is 2 receivers to a side. You could choose a formation that has 2 receivers, or you could choose a trips formation and motion a guy across to get doubles to one side or the other. Does not matter. I'm going to choose this gun normal off close. This is a formation I don't even run in my playbook, but I'm going to show it to you that it works very easily. Now, what we've got here on the defensive side of the ball is we do have a KO ability. In fact, I've got Ronnie Lott juiced up with his X Factor. He's got universal coverage, which as you can see is improved catch knockouts in man and zone. And on top of that, I did give him the passive ability of deep out KO. A lot of players, as I've mentioned, are running deep out KOs on the outside corners in their cover 3. Now, here is how we are going to attack this. We're going to utilize a outside receiver on a C route with a slot receiver running a streak. This is not a new route combo in the least. In fact, this has been very meta for quite some time, but this is going to do a much better job of pulling the outside third, not only down the field, but also inside into the seam, which is going to allow us to throw the ball to the corner route, or the C route, if you will, as it breaks back out towards the sideline. So you can see right here how this is going to be an easier throw, and we can throw this into the sideline and avoid that deep out KO. In fact, if we wanted to run this over and over, you will see this result nearly every single time. Right there, that was just a regular down and outside pass lead. Here, I'm going to throw this up and outside. This is where you'll lead into a little bit more trouble. If you pass lead this up, this can be a little bit tougher. Now, this is where the nuance of this tip is going to come in, because while you can do this out of any traditional doubles alignment, it's actually better when your inside receiver is on the line of scrimmage. Take note here as I pivot the camera that Jerry Rice is actually lined up as what is considered the split end. A flanker is a receiver that is lined up outside and off of the line of scrimmage. So you see right here that our slot receiver is the one that's lined up off the line of scrimmage. If I were to flex this formation, which means putting the slot receiver on the line of scrimmage, which will pull the outside receiver off of the line of scrimmage into the flanker role, this will actually create better spacing for you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to motion DK Metcalf left, and I'm going to set up the exact same route combo here against this defense. And you're going to see that because Metcalf is closer to the line of scrimmage, he's going to get down the field a little bit more quicker, which is going to give just a little bit more separation to our C route. And now that up pass lead that I couldn't throw on our last rep is now wide open on the sideline. In fact, I could have held on to the ball much longer. I'll show this to you again here. I'm going to put DK Metcalf on the line of scrimmage, and I'm going to put the outside receiver on a C route. Again, with this particular approach, you're going to see that Metcalf gets down the field, can pull that player a lot faster, and I can throw that ball in with an up pass lead, and I can steal an additional 10 more yards than you would if we were to run the route combo with Jerry Rice on the line of scrimmage and DK Metcalf off of the line of scrimmage. Another thing that is really nice about this tip as well is that if your opponent is running zone drops of any type, let's say right here 30 and 5 for their setting, the zone drop being on will take away the default chuck rules of zone coverage. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean by this. Right here, I'm going to run gun tight open, which is actually my base offense that I tend to run. And I'm going to show you here that this is going to apply. So I want you to watch what happens with zone drops on if I put DK Metcalf on this streak route. Watch how the slot defender here in this curl flat will not place hands on him when they are in zone drops. See how he just flies down the field? This is actually a really nice thing. Now, of course, right there, I just threw the ball out of bounds. As a result, I could go ahead and motion Jerry Rice out, put him on a C route in this formation, knowing all the while that I'm not going to get a chuck animation, or if we do, it's a very, very small one. And then this is going to allow me to throw the ball into the sideline. Again, this is when zone drops are on. Now, in this next example, I'm going to reset my play. And if you don't know what resetting the play does, it turns your zone drops off. So what this is going to do is this is going to activate default rules. Note here that when I do this, you should see a jam animation out of the slot corner. He's going to reroute or get a little bit of a bump, not enough to really impede us from throwing this ball. We are once again able to hit that corner route, but in general, you're going to notice that the zone chuck animations are going to be better. In certain formations, when you reset, they will flip. So what I'm going to do here is turn my zone settings back to default, and I'm just going to call that cover 3 again, and you should see that chuck animation. Again, not every formation on defense chucks the same, just as not every offensive formation is chucked the same by the defense. But you see right here, we are actually getting the free release, which is huge. I'm able to get this ball into the sideline, and you know, right there, if I put a conservative catch on, we'll get a toe tap animation. Again, we can audible into whatever we want as long as we have more than one receiver. Right here, you might run something where you've got kind of a C route with a seam. You're gonna see here, there's the chuck animation I'm talking about. That's gonna make our lives a little bit tougher. So again, if they've got zone drops on, you're not going to notice nearly as often them getting hands on that slot receiver. It's key that that slot receiver gets into the pattern to allow us to be able to run this effectively. So again here, I'm going to run this exact same route combo. This time, I believe I've got hard flats. We get the free release, or at least enough of a release in front where I can now throw this ball into the sideline and see how we're able to catch the ball without the deep out KO getting back to the football at all. So this is a huge, huge deal. Also big in this particular tip is the fact that so many players like to actually press with their outside deep out KOs. The reason for this is that when you typically are running a formation where you are running a streak in a corner, they like those deep out KOs to be in press alignment because it puts them closer to the corner route when you go to throw them. So they're not as far downfield being pulled by the pull route. So let's go ahead and show you that flex Y off close. This actually is a flex formation here. In this situation, we've got DK Metcalf on the line of scrimmage. You're going to see here that with this particular approach, you should see that him being on the line of scrimmage can get him into the pull route a little bit faster. Now you see that I can throw that ball out. Right there, we got pressured by the D line, but you saw that because the slot receiver gets into his pattern really easily, you are going to be able to, you know, throw the C route out behind. Basically, the cue for this is to read the slot. If he doesn't really get jammed, you know it's going to be a safe throw. I could go ahead and throw this up. You see that you're going to be able to get a free 20 yards on this. Now, again, the big deal with this would probably be zone drops. If they are running zone drops, however, that means that their outside corner is likely in a blue set to 30. Those are more easily beaten than outside deep zones with the deep out KO. But this is just one of many, many examples of ways to beat deep out KO meta. If you guys are looking for a little bit more, I would strongly urge you guys to head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. I've got so many tips in the vault where you guys can apply universal concepts much like this into your own offense to become better at freestyling. You can identify the deep out KO, remember the route combo or the route in general, and the spacing you need to shred your opponent. And of course, with the Mabel meta being mixed in, we've got a lot of Mabel beaters as well in our vault. And if that's not enough for you guys can check out full game plans, which are tailored schemes to help you guys defeat these metas without having to worry about what we teach in the vault. The vault can complement your game plans, or you can go ahead and just run the game plan straight up if you're not ready for vault content and apply that as you see fit as you improve at the game. On top of that, you guys will also get Discord access. Inside of our Discord, we've got over 2,000 members helping each other out, and we have live lab sessions in the middle of the week, every single week, taking your questions about vault content, game plans, or maybe stuff that's not even on the website, and we'll try to work with all the players in our community to help you guys come to an answer so you don't struggle against those things ever again. Make sure you guys go check it out. $9.95 a month unlocks the entire website. It's well worth the value. Otherwise, we will be right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.